Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Julie Gilbert here from Oregon Weight and Wellness, along with Rachel Matthews. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, we had a little break because I was in San Antonio at a medical meeting, and where Rachel, I did culinary medicine.
I know. I'm so excited about this.
I know. I didn't know, until, a few years ago, I didn't know that culinary and medicine would be put together. But it's a whole new field. I mean, it's not new, but it's an up and coming field because doctors are finally recognizing, or I should say more doctors.
Yeah.
The larger medical community is recognizing how important what we put in our bodies, how much it helps our health, duh, but
yeah, that it really is food is medicine, right? To connect food with medicine is not anymore considered an outlandish idea. That it's, I heard somebody say one time, the first thing a doctor should ask a patient when they come in the room is, well, what are you eating?
Yeah.
What
it's the truth.
That right there can inform everything.
Yeah. And Rachel, I mean, my name is Dr. Julie Gilbert. I did not ask patients this question. I didn't ask. I didn't, because I didn't know what to do with the information, and then I didn't know how to help the situation.
Right.
But but so not trying to throw docs under the bus.
No, it's not part of the training. It wasn't before, and it's changing.
It's changing, and it's so exciting.
Yeah, it is really exciting.
And the super exciting part is that every presenter, Rachel, was in an institution that was doing research and collecting data on the impact of kitchens, culinary kitchens, and teaching patients. So doctor meets patient in the kitchen. And I mean, and they had other providers too, dietitians and and physical therapists and other providers. But it was in these group settings. It was great.
Yeah, it's crazy that doctors are meeting patients in the kitchen now. Who thought that was going to be a place where medicine was practiced? But it is. And yeah, there's along with culinary medicine is culinary coaching, right? Like you said, it's not a new field per se, but it's definitely one that's getting a lot of traction and is starting to get research. And from the research, that's where it will be implemented. It kind of flows downstream to your local practitioner.
Right. Exactly. So you and I mean, that's what we kind of had a little, a little false start maybe with our chow, but I'm going to pick it back up again, Rachel, and we're going to do it. So. Yeah.
Not a false start. Not a false start. It was more of a first try. It was a pilot program.
Thank you. Thank you very much for saying, putting that spin on. That's true, because it was what we did was great. And it's finding how to keep doing it. Yeah. It's just the way we're helping our patients. How do we keep doing that good thing that we started to do?
Yeah. And I love that we're already ahead of the game. We've already been practicing this. This has been the paradigm since the beginning, since 2020. This has been the paradigm of your practice, of my practice as a coach. And so it feels really good to know that we're right there with it. We're right there on the,
cutting edge.
Cutting edge. Yeah,
that's right. Hey, speaking of cutting edge, tell us a little bit about what we're going to be doing this weekend.
Yeah. Okay, guys, this goes right along with culinary medicine and culinary coaching. This weekend, if you are in the Willamette Valley area, or even if anywhere in the state of Oregon, if you want to come on out, there's an event called Fill Your Pantry, and it's put on by the 10 Rivers Food Web. So when you Google this, you're going to look up 10 Rivers Food Web, and it's called the Fill Your Pantry event. This is an event held out at the Corvallis, Oregon fairgrounds, so in Corvallis at the Gruber Hall, and it starts at 12 o'clock and it runs until 3 o'clock. You're going to have local artisans. There's going to be some chef demonstrations. It's all farmers market based and local producers of both meat, produce, dried goods. I know jams and jellies and things like that as well. But what they're really looking at is helping people fill their pantry and their freezers and refrigerators with food that is from this, from the seasonal fall harvest, from a lot of tubers and a lot of dried beans and things that are going to be lasting a lot longer. Things like potatoes and onions and carrots and things last a lot longer in your pantry.
Yeah.
So it's things you can stock up on. And then not to mention, if you eat meat, all sorts of meat vendors, that's going to be local, farm fresh, lots of different options. I'm excited to see what there are for options.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some food demonstrations and cooking demonstrations. So
I love it.
I'm hoping
I love it. Rachel and I are going to be there. So come join. If you come, you will get a spatula to add to your kitchen. So if you're there and we see you, we'll give you this fun spatula. It comes in lots of different colors. I also have one in red, and it has our name on the label. But to get you in the kitchen cooking, the spatula is one of those essential tools.
It really is. And you can always use another spatula. I actually have a couple I should probably throw out. So I need
little burnt on the edge.
Yeah. Little popped up from accidentally going in the, the disposal.
Right. Oops.
So meet us out there at 12 o'clock. That's when we're going to be there. 12 o'clock. It goes till 3. We'll be wandering around. You can't miss us. Or shoot us a text and see if we can hook up with you. But we'd love to see you there. Yeah. And more importantly, we'd love for you to be able to take advantage of healthy, local, fresh produce.
Yes. Seasonal, local, organic, all the boxes.
All the boxes. Click.
Yeah. I love it. All right. So let's talk now, Rachel, about our chapter in our book, Eat, Move, Sleep by Tom Rath.
Yes.
We've been kind of progressing along. I think we're on chapter 26.
Chapter 26. Yes, we are. All right. First part of chapter 26, he talks about buying willpower at the store. I love this concept. I think it's brilliant. We've got to strategize the way that we get through. We've got to strategize the way that we get through the grocery store because it really does make an impact. He says, once you put something in your cart, good or bad, it's likely going to end up in your stomach. Yeah. And he says 2 things. His 2 tips are make a list of healthy foods in advance. So the version of you that's thinking healthy and I want to make a good shopping run, that version of you is the one who's making that shopping list, right? Who's thinking clearly and wants the healthy food. Make that way in advance. And then number 2, shop when you've already eaten. Yeah. After lunch, after dinner, after breakfast. Don't go when you're hungry because that we all know what happens.
Right.
Good. That looks good.
Yeah. Not when you're in the middle of a food emergency.
No.
Right. Yeah. And I like this. And then the way I thought about this, Rachel, is that because he says that the little subtitle is buy willpower at the store, is that if I follow those things, if I go with my clear list that I've made with my healthy mindset, wanting to nourish my body, if I go with that, I go on a full stomach and I just shop the periphery. You know what? I don't have to exercise a lot of willpower.
No, that's the great thing.
Yeah. So I don't have to white knuckle it, up and down the cookie aisle, that long cereal aisle. Yeah. It gets longer and longer and longer. I mean, isn't it amazing? I mean, they're like 4 levels.
Yeah.
All the way down at the Walmart or the Winco. I mean, it is amazing how much cereal there is out there.
Yeah. And how much, think about the real estate it takes up in a grocery store. It must really make a big profit to take up that much real estate in a grocery store. It's one food item. It's a single food product, highly processed, but cereal. And it takes up that much of an aisle. Makes you think.
Yeah, makes you think. Yeah. So good point. All right.
Second point.
What does he mean by clean your brain and bowels?
Oh my gosh. I love this so much. This is so motivating to get out and exercise. He talks about some of the best benefits of exercising are things we don't even realize is going on below the surface. He says, as scientists learn more, it appears that exercise can speed the removal of garbage from inside your your body's cells and may even clear debris from your brain. He says that the studies suggest that exercise stimulates the production of substances in your brain that helps degrade the plaques that are associated with Alzheimer's.
Wow.
Hold on. So we know that this is a massive thing in our country and a devastating condition and disease. And he's saying that exercise produces these substances that help break down the plaques that are associated with Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
That really changes the motivation for me. It really ups the value.
Right. Ups the value of moving your body. And I love the point that he makes that you don't have to do, 10 hours of this. You don't have to be a marathon runner. He said 30 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day at moving your body. And we know also that you can break that up. It doesn't have to be even 30 minutes at a time. As a matter of fact, it's probably better. I mean, if you do your thing in the morning, awesome. That's great. If you do your thing in the evening, that's great. But continual movement is also very good.
Very good. Yeah. So I think that that's just so powerful. If we think about exercising for our brain, not exercising because you have to, not exercising to make you skinny, not exercising for all the things that feel negative, right? If suddenly I want my brain to last as long as possible and I want to be sharp and have memory, and all I got to do is walk, I mean, that becomes really important, right?
Exactly.
The autonomy that we can maintain through avoiding dementia,
right?
That's quite a big value.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And this is a mantra of mine, and what I preach to people is that you move your body, you move your bowels. You move your body, you move your bowels.
Yes.
So much. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, we all love to be regular, and you know what we're talking about.
Nothing like a great, elimination.
Nothing like a great. And as we get older, it becomes more and more important. It's reportable, I mean, text your friends. This is good news, you guys. But if you're struggling in that area, are you moving?
Are you moving?
What are you eating? And are you moving?
Right.
Good question.
Exactly. So to your point again, is that there's so much value to moving your body. It's not about that number on the scale, right? It's about keeping your brain, and your gut, and your heart and your lungs and your joints and your bones, keeping it all healthy.
Yeah. It's really gotten to the point for me where when I do my walks in the morning, it has nothing to do with weight. It has everything to do with my health. It's a prescription. It's like when I take my vitamin and I go for a walk. I do it for so many other reasons that I can no longer justify not walking. It's like, so maybe start writing the list of the reasons you exercise that have nothing to do with your waistline or the scale, and see if you can come up with a strong case for exercise.
Love it.
Love it. All right. Final step is about sleep. And I love this one too, because, when we think about our relationships and the way that we show up at work and the way that we show up with ourselves, he's talking about sleeping, and that when they do studies, people who sleep make better decisions 4 times as often as the group who had all those walking hours to think on it. So for instance, basically saying, like, if you have a big decision to make, sleep first. Let your brain work through everything that's in your head, and you'll be clearer. My mom always used to say, everything will be better in the morning. Just, when I was a tumultuous teenager, everything will be better in the morning. Right. Joy cometh in the morning is what she would.
Amen. Yeah. I love that ancient wisdom that science is proving to be true.
Right.
I love that ancient wisdom that science is proving to be true. And it just shows how miraculous, in my opinion, that our bodies are. Yeah. That memory and emotion is kind of consolidated and formulated, and peace returns. Yeah. And wisdom comes out. Yeah.
Right. Isn't that just I can't think of a single time I've woken up not feeling better from a difficult situation the night before. It may not be solved. It's not over with, but man, the clarity and the new perspective that I have. But if I, sometimes it's like, I got to go to bed. I can't even, I need to go to bed. So I don't deal with this until tomorrow. It can be a nice excuse to not deal with something that night. Do it tomorrow once you've had a good sleep.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very good. Awesome. Yeah. Very good. All right. Well, that brings us to what's for dinner, Rachel.
What's for dinner? So my husband is away on a trip this whole week. And so I'm kind of like bachelorette system here. And so when I make something, I have lots of leftovers and it lasts for a long time. When my husband's around, he garbage disposes everything. So I made a really delicious miso soup. I think I probably talked about it here a couple weeks ago. And so it's leftovers from a night ago, but it's tofu and tons of cauliflower. I mean, I think I put 2 heads of cauliflower in this thing.
Wow.
Cabbage, tons of onion, garlic, ginger, miso, of course. So it's that flavor, just that umami flavor is so good. And so that's dinner tonight.
Yeah, wonderful.
How about you?
Yeah, well, same with me. Monday and Tuesday, I was bachelorette as well.
Nice.
And so I made a big old pot of French onion soup, and I used Julia Child's recipe, but I kind of with a little twist because she uses a lot of butter. So I kind of toned that down, used a little more olive oil, but it was so good. And then in not just onion. I had broth that I had prepared before, and it was waiting in the freezer for me. So that was awesome just to be able to, I didn't have to go to the grocery store. I just went to my freezer. So that was lovely and then in addition to the onion that was delicious, I put cauliflower in it. So kind of same. And so I had this, and I've eaten that for days, and it's still good. And it's yummy. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds delicious. I haven't made French onion soup in a while. I love that you just inspired me to go back to that recipe. And what a great season for it, because onions are in season. This is a great time. So come to the Fill Your Pantry, stock up on your onions.
Yes.
And French onion soup.
Right. Yeah, very good. All right. Well, can't wait to see you there, Rachel.
See you Sunday.
In Corvallis, and hopefully more of our friends will come and join us and get some great food for the pantry through this fall and winter.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. See you there, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.